Just before we start the video, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you've joined the Discord. We've got 40 people in there. We're always talking about Kenshi. Links in the channel description. Thank you. In Kenshi, 99.99% of everything you see is going to run at you to make sure you aren't breathing within the next business day. That is, unfortunately, the status quo, but good thing for you, there is a way for you to hit something and not get hit back, as Muhammad Ali wanted to do. That is a crossbow. Crossbows in Kenshi are weapons that fire from range and are the only ranged weapons in the game that you can carry on your person. There are a multitude of crossbows, but they're surprisingly one of the most underused and really underrated items in the game. So let's have a look at the crossbows, each one, and what they are good for. Let's start. Before we start using crossbows, we want to have a look at the 3 stats that are affiliated with them. There is the crossbow stat, the precision shooting stat, and the perception stat. The crossbow stat rates our accuracy, rate of fire, and our reload speed with using crossbows. This is going to be our most important, as if we have low crossbow stats, then we aren't going to be really hitting many. Perception is also on there, as perception is one of our core attributes. It is very important to level this up as well, as it's going to be mainly for accuracy. And the final is precision shooting. If you're solo, you don't need to care about this, but precision shooting is leveled up every time you shoot one of your own teammates, which is quite bad, but the more you shoot your own teammates, the less you're going to shoot your own teammates in the future. The first crossbow on the list is a toothpick. The toothpick is most likely the first crossbow you're ever going to get. It's the cheapest and the easiest. The ammunition it uses are toothpicks, which are very weak crossbow bolts, but as we can see here, it does 11 to 22 damage in the prototype stage, but the average for all of your drunk bows is going to be between 12 to 30 damage really, or around 11 to 32 from the wiki. Now, this is meant to be a starter crossbow, and as we can see, it was made in the swamps, probably by all the ninjas, but all of this is supposed to do is just for a start a crossbowman to use. You're just going to be pewing bolts at them. It's just a really bad crossbow, but at the same time it is a starter one. And these are the first things you unlock, because if you did not know, you can craft your own crossbows. So as soon as you unlock the crossbow bench to make them and bolts, this is the weapon you're going to get straight away. Now, this one I would only recommend using for people who can't carry a lot, or people who just wanted to train up. Next one is the Ranger. This is a step up from the crossbows, and as you can see here, it is a really nice looking one as well. The bolts for this one are the regulars. These are quite nice. We get 30 of them, which is a nice little bunch, especially for its weight. And as you can see, this is the standard weapons that mercenary use, so if they use it, they know what it's about. Now, the damage for this, across from the worst to the best, is 23 to 57 damage. That is quite good. It does take slightly longer to reload, between 2 and 5 seconds, but at the same time, it gives us really nice range, and it is also quite fast as well. Seeing here, we just pewed that guy down there, the little fogman. Now, if anyone is looking, the required skill stat is a bit of a tricky one. I believe it is to use 100% of the time efficiently, but do not let that scare you. Don't think you have to use some really bad crossbows to level them up first. I genuinely ignore them most of the time, and if you look for a little tip as well to train them, I know that I am slower than these guys, but what I end up doing is I'm just shooting them, running away, reloading, doing it all again. Next up is the spring bat, and this has a nice little backstory actually. These were designed by the rebel farmers in the United Cities in a way to fight all the military, and this crossbow is the only one to use for heavies. Now, these heavy crossbow bolts pack a serious punch, as they were designed to go through armour. Now, the spring bat itself is a bit of a short-sighted weapon, as it says in the description here. Its short range and poor accuracy is the downside, but do not let that push you away from this weapon. As you can see here, it's a nice looking weapon as well, but the damage it does is insane. This little fogman here, he thinks he's going to win, but really, if you hit one shot of this, it's just going to cripple him. I believe here we're about to shoot one. Just run away a bit more. But these crossbows here, if you're going up against skeletons or guys, there we are, it just completely folded them. Straight away, minus 63 health. Now, these guys are fogmen, which only have 50 limb damage, but if you fight a normal human like that and just shoot them, they are down. Now, this one here I would only recommend if you are fighting robots, or if you are fighting people with armour, because the damage is high, but they are also slow. The next two I'm going to put together because they are the same, only one is a bit more upgraded. This is the Old World Bow Mark 1 and Mark 2. Now, these weapons are quite powerhouses as they combine power with range, unlike the last one. The Old World Bow Mark 1 gives between 23 to 64 damage on average, and the Old World Bow Mark 2 gives between 40 to 77 damage on average. Now, the reason why these are so good is because A, they use regular bolts, which are nice and easy to get, and B, the damage on these is amazing. Now, as we can see here, if we look at the bow, see we just one-shotted that poor Fogman right there. The bow itself looks like a hunting crossbow from real life, which is why a lot of people like using them. A lot of the tech hunters like to use them as well because they do look cool, but if you want a cool looking crossbow that does the job perfectly, get this one. Now before we go on to the last one, I'm just going to explain what the actual stats are of the crossbow. So the damage is just the damage, the accuracy deviation is where most people go off. This, all it is, it means where it is going to go if you miss. Now the other one is reload time, very obvious, range is range, velocity is how fast it goes, blood loss and required skill, don't worry about them. But accuracy deviation throws a lot of people off, it is just the arc of where it would miss. So if it's small, then it's only going to go a little bit away. The final crossbow is the Eagle's Cross, and oh my lord, this is the one that inspired me to do this video. The Eagle's Cross is probably the hardest crossbow to get, as to even craft it, it costs 8 steel bars and 4 crossbow parts. Now that is already expensive itself. The damage for this one on average is between 56 to 127. Now that is the only crossbow in the game, on the wiki at least, that allows it to go over 127, but you're going to see why in a second. Just look at the range on this. The range is very far, but I want you to watch the damage. 138 on this poor starving bandit. Now, obviously you're not going to just be fighting starving bandits for the mania game, but this shows that even a guy with hardly any stats is just confidently taken on one by one. Now, imagine if you're fighting normally, and you're going to be taking on some enemies just, oh, I'll drag him over here, I'll drag him over there. This is just one-shotting all of these guys early on in the game, 140 damage right there. This is the only crossbow to use the long bolts, so that might be a bit more tricky because they do take up more of your inventory space, but at the same time, this is an amazing weapon. Now that we've gone over all the crossbows, let's give a few facts about them. Number one, you can use a research bench to then make the crossbows. What happens is you will get 2 things to craft. You will be able to place down a crossbow crafting station, which will level up your crossbow smith skill, and 2, you will be able to make an ammo station where you can create ammo from, which will also level up your skill as well. This makes it so that if you have the right materials, you can start kitting out your people with your own homemade crossbows, which can be nice because there are very rare, there are only like a few ranger shops compared to like weapon shops. There are some places, especially in Flats Lagoon, where there is guaranteed a masterwork Eagle's Cross there for around 30,000 cats, and if you get yourself a masterwork one, then you're going to be living easy, because this guy, that's only a standard. That's only the mid-range right there. More of the crossbows though, you can find them around, and the blueprints from that can be a bit tricky to find as well, but mainly if you want to get the crossbow things, you just need to go to any ranger shop, or if you're trying to look for a specific one, you can go to the Great Library in Black Scratch, and I've pretty much found all of them there. But anyways, thank you for watching, guys. I just want to say a bit of a thank you real quick to all of the support we've been getting lately. The comments, the likes, all the people joining the Discord, it has been very nice so far. The next couple of videos is going to be on the weapons. I'm going to do the worst weapons and the best as well. But then again, guys, I want to thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment what you want to see next. Have you any questions about Kenshi itself. Thank you, and remember to have a good one.